And I use a very clear start signal when the session begins. So my animals always know when they should start with their action. And I also end each session with a clear pause signal. And then I draw a very short conclusion after every session. So I assess, what have I been doing? How did it work? So then I can hopefully decide how I will go on in the next session. And I will show you a little help for those decisions. And that's the so-called clicker anti-lock braking system. So clicker ABS. Now, I always need to make sure that I don't go too fast forward for my animal, but also that I don't linger too long on an intermediate step if the animal already is successful, because then I should move on and expect more. So our ABS goes the following way. A stands for a step back. So whenever your animal is only half or even less of the times successful, then you should go one learning step back to make sure the animal gets a clearer understanding what it is supposed to do, and also to rebuild the confidence in your animal so it doesn't start feeling frustrated or helpless because it doesn't find the solution by itself. Then B stands for be patient and stay. So whenever it's between 50 and 80% right, then stay one more session on this level, because that means, yes, the animal has quite a good idea what it's supposed to do, but there are still some little things that might not be exactly clear. Maybe there's just a little bit of fluency missing, so a few more repetition can just help the animal to really master that step, so it can then be very confident when going on to the next step. And S stands for super. Let's raise the criteria. Let's head on. So whenever it has more than 80% correct, so let's say from 10 trials, it was 8, 9, or even 10 times successful, then I would move up. Then I would actually try to expect more from my animal. So this ABS helps you to always work at your animal's learning speed. Whenever the success rate drops, you make it easier. If the animal is okay, but not yet super confident, you stay once more on that level. And then when your animal finds it very easy, then you raise the criteria and then you expect more. I was before shortly talking about having a clear start and ending signal for every session. This can help you and your animal to focus and stay concentrated on the task. It also means that your animal gets a clear information when action is required or when action is worthwhile, because while you're evaluating, while you're planning, preparing, whatever, you might not be focused on your animal, so you might even miss good behaviors. So it's quite important to tell your animal, now you can offer me behavior, now I'm looking, now I'm marking, but also teach your animal, now there's a break, you don't have to be active anymore at that moment, I will tell you when I'm ready again. It's important to find a good solution for a break for your individual animal. So you could teach it to go to a station. So you have a mat or a little podium or something, and your animal learns when you tell it pause, that it is supposed to go there, and then you will every now and then reward it for staying on that station or at that station. You can teach it to lay down. You could quite easily just put your dog back on the lead. You could give it a toy or a food toy, an interactive food toy to play by itself. So then the animal is also occupied and has something to do. Or you can also, if a training situation allows it, let it roam free and the animal can choose to do whatever it likes. What is important is that these mini breaks are clear, so they help your animal to focus. And once they come out of those breaks, they also understand the concept of offering more behavior. So after a while, whenever you do shaping, you have a little session at one step, you take a little break, you come back, you ask your animal to start again. Then your animal knows after a time that it has two options how to continue. Either you want it to offer you more, so you ask it for the next higher criteria, or you stay on that criteria you are on at the moment.